Hey traders, this is Cristofer Terry, CEO of iMarkets Live, doing a daily swing trade. Let's take a look at what we got here tonight. We look at the CAD JPY hourly chart. As you see right here in the middle of this zone here. Okay, let me just fix this format. I think I would have done this already, right? Anyway, as you see right here in the middle of this zone, the market has tested, backed off, and now starting to push a little bit higher again. So you definitely have a nice data point right up here of resistance. Coincides with all this data right here, all this multiple chart overlap. And quite honestly, when you see a lot of overlap, let me just grab anything right here. You know, you got all this overlap here, and it continues to do that. That actually is very good. Look at this thing; it keeps drawing points, right? When you have this bar overlap, that actually acts as support or resistance in the future. So let me just erase this. There we go. Anyway, like this on the sell side. Like this on the sell side. CAD, JPY. Let's take a look at a few more. AUD, USD. This is the harmonic scanner. I love the scanner. All right. Also, nice resistance up here. Let's take a look at the past. Nothing really stellar about it. Let's see what else they got. Let's see what else. I love the scanner. Very fast, very clean. All right, very fast, very clean. How it drops in all the data there. Real nice. There we go. That's better. I like this NZD-CAD. I like this. Okay, I like this. Let me just. All right. A nice little divergence pattern working. Okay. And I like this on the buy side. I like keeping your risk below the prior low down here on the harmonic scanner. I like this on the buy side. The NZD-CAD. I like that on the buy side. Let's take a look at some other markets here. We looked at, not in too distant past, it looks like in September we were looking at the Euro USD, where we had a nice pattern form right here. Completion D ended up turning down, getting a bounce. We'll see where that wants to go next. I don't see anything going on right there. However, if we drop this down to a lower time frame, right? Yeah, that's right. If you drop this down to a lower time frame, you're starting to see little divergences here on the euro. So let me just see. Let me just see what we got. Yeah, that possibly can come up a little bit further. So 13414 right there. But let's take a look. Let's take a look here, folks. There we go. So you see resistance, price support, which now becomes resistance. As you can see, the market has been working itself up into the zone. It has a nice A to B, C to D relationship here. So I think we'll look at more on this on an A to B, C to D. Let's just see. Something like that. All right, something like that. We have a large A to B, C to D relationship up. Regardless, you can see these prior lows here are acting as a resistance. So on the euro, definitely can see the sell side with risk to 1.886 around there. If you want to take a look at that, little divergences, I think we could have a nice little pullback at least 1.82, 83, anywhere in here. So if that starts to pull back, then you can start trailing a risk point. But you're definitely in a zone of resistance up here on the euro, no doubt about it. We got the BTC USD. Right, I know we looked at this yesterday on the higher time frame charts. Watching to see if this can pull back or does it want to take off a little bit higher. So kind of just a watch and see. I know yesterday we looked at OMG, BTC, right here. I know we looked at this. All right, and we looked at this on an hourly chart. We basically felt the market was pushing up here that we can get a nice retracement before it goes higher, and you can see this is happening. This is more or less what I'm going to start looking at going forward, as I was saying last in our prior video yesterday, is that these altcoins are really, really powerful. I mean, they have these amazing moves, amazing move up, let them pull back, and they continue flying high. Lots of great action in some of these coins. Really, really lots of beautiful action. I like looking at these charts right here on Polynex. I look at some of them. I look at the volume. I look at what's up, what's down. Okay. So VRO. Let's just take VRO for example. So you can take VRO from Polynex, right? VRO BTC, for example. Let me see. VRC. Huh. Chris, you're going blind. No, my eyes just got fixed actually. Using a little computer. BTC. Okay. All right. So when you see something like this Vericoin. Hourly chart is flying. You let it pull back. You let that ebb and flow. You let it pull back. So this is flying. Any little pauses that we see are going to have continued action to the upside. So I like going where the volume is. I like going where the action is. Let's just see this one. I'm here in New York right now. I have my setup in Vegas, but I'm in New York also. So same model as we looked at the other one, the OMG. Same one as you looked at with that other stock just now, is where you got a stock or the pair, RACBTC, the coin. When you see them fly, you look for that pullback, that dip, before they run a lot higher. So I noticed that these markets love to do that. All right, I noticed they love to do that. Hunter coin, I love these coins. You see, they break, they pull back, they fly. So we're going to start looking at them more and more as we go forward, and continue to work together on looking at coins, looking at different cryptocurrency markets, all these altcoins, some of the bigger markets that we like to look at, Ethereum. Let's just take a quick look. Here we are. Nothing right there. Unfortunately, when you have these big giant markets that whip like this, they end up going into a dead zone. And one important thing when trading, all right, it's exciting. Okay, it's exciting when the markets are running up. You also don't want to get yourself caught in the dead zone. Think of yourself as an owner of a store. Okay, an owner of a store, and you say, okay, I think right here, it's March. Okay, it's March. And I want to sell I want to sell ice, okay, in March. And you're in New York City, the weather's just starting to change. So nobody's going to buy ice because it's still cold outside, right? But nobody's also going to buy it because it's not hot enough. So if you're an ice salesman in March in New York, you're going to go into a zone like this, where if you are an ice salesman and your ice was running low, your demand goes up, right? And that drives price up. Where if you're selling ice and it's in January, right, and your price will go down because there's too much supply. So you have to also understand where in the market you are. Are you in an environment that has already moved? Okay. And do you really want to tie your money up in a coin that may or may not do anything, that there's no momentum? So Ethereum right now, everybody talks about it, right? But really, where is it? It's in the middle of nowhere. So the risk right now is you tie your money up and it goes sideways and you're missing opportunity in other markets. So something to be considering when you're starting to look at all these different coins and the markets and the foreign exchange markets is always tying up your inventory, tying up your money in inventory. So this is the same as owning a store. Let's just say you had $1,000 and you tie up 500 bucks in Ethereum right now. All right, this can go sideways, and now you have $500 that's tied up that nobody wants to buy, and yet nobody wants to sell, and you're just sitting there, where that money could be working for you, whether you're doing anything or not, right? Meaning that you want to be able to put the money into something that's actually moving. So please consider that when you're looking at the markets. All right, always look at that when you're looking at the markets. You want to make sure that your money's working for you. XRP. All right. So anyway, we're going to start looking at more and more coins going forward. I just wanted to start kicking around some ideas here. OMG still moving via. Let's take a look at that. All right. Via. So, for example, I like this. All right. I like this. I like the fact that this market keeps testing down here and holding, keeps testing and holding. And now you have an ability for this market to start to rise higher because it keeps holding its support down here. Okay? The fact it keeps holding its support, path of least resistance, says higher. So something to keep an eye on. So as we move forward into the coin game, into the crypto world, and we're working with a few different people, we're going to be bringing on some very, very good trading educators, very good traders in the future. But right now I'm just looking at the model and how we want to approach it. Okay, but we do have something very, very big lined up for iMarkets Live in the crypto game, the crypto world. Make no mistake about it, we're going to be one of the players out there that does phenomenal education, phenomenal signals, and I'm really excited that we could bring this to you. And I'll start just introducing more and more some tricks to trade, because no matter what it is, okay, no matter what market it is, if it moves, we could trade it. Okay. Anyway, my name is Cristofer Terry. Let's have ourselves an amazing, amazing day.